How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 4 of the Bostonian Wrestling Watchers podcast. I am your host, Jimbo Slice. Before we get on with today's podcast, I wish everyone a safe and cautionary reminder to help others during this difficult time going around the world. We will all get through it together. Just stay positive and look out for one another. You guys are all in for a very special treat of a podcast episode today because we have learned that former tight end for the NFL's New England Patriots, Rob Gronkowski, has signed an in-ring deal with WWE, which was confirmed last night on Friday Night SmackDown live from the WWE Performance Center. I cannot wait for his debut, honestly, because I feel like Gronkowski has a very big future ahead of him. And this just adds to the successful career that he's had in the NFL. I cannot wait for him to debut inside the ring, hopefully with Mojo Rawley as a tag team, and maybe they could even become the future Raw or SmackDown tag team champions. But that is what we are going to discuss in today's podcast, so sit back, relax, and let's get talking. Alright, so I know a lot of you guys are probably asking yourselves, what is Gronk going to be doing once he finally or eventually, competes in a WWE ring? I feel like he would probably start off in a singles match and then or even like a tag team match, like I said before, with Mojo. In case you didn't know, they are great friends in real life. They are very familiar with one another, and I feel like they could actually have a lot of potential and feel like they could have good chemistry, working together as a tag team. Anyways, I think that Gronkowski would probably want to be in a singles match when he first starts off because that would make a name for himself. I feel like if Gronkowski were to fight off against, maybe even a 205 Live guy or I want someone that could, that could be remembered for this match for, being remembered as Gronkowski's first ever opponent in a WWE ring. Or even maybe Jinder Mahal when he returns. I'd like to see that match, Jinder Mahal still has vengeance against Gronkowski ever since WrestleMania 33, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, after Gronkowski helped Mojo Rawley win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I feel like if Jinder Mahal would be Gronk's first opponent once Gronkowski steps in the ring, I feel like that match would definitely be definitely a must see. Even if it takes place at WrestleMania, I'd definitely want to see it. I definitely think that Mojo and Rob Gronkowski will definitely be a tag team in WWE. I feel like Vince McMahon could definitely look into the future and probably say, these guys are friends in real life. I feel like, this could definitely work out for the company. I would agree with that too. So, anyways, these two superstars now definitely have a bright future working together as a tag team. They're still young, healthy, strong. They have honestly a very bright future ahead of them. They still have a lot to succeed in. I can't wait for what they have to offer. So this past SmackDown, there was no live crowd due to the virus that's going on. It was live at the WWE Performance Center. It was kind of weird with no crowd in the background, especially when, with superstars had the matches. I wish, the crowd could have been there. It would have made the event so much more enjoyable. But I think that they definitely did their best with Foreman live at the WWE Performance Center, because I honestly think that I didn't expect it honestly to be that good. I have to give props to Triple H because he helped make the show, with the Sharpie, with coloring in Michael Cole's gray facial hair, coloring it in with a black Sharpie. I feel like that moment, that, skit was definitely one of the highlights of the show last night. Also, we got to see Jeff Hardy return from a knee injury. He was out for several months, almost up to a year, and he faced King Baron Corbin while he defeated him last night in his in-ring return. I'd like to welcome back Jeff Hardy. He still has a lot to accomplish in WWE. Just like he said last night, he's not finished. He could still he can still, do what he's done for the past, 2 or 3 decades, I feel like he still has a lot to succeed in, and I can't wait to see what Jeff Hardy still has to accomplish in the WWE. Talking about to mention his brother, I don't think Matt Hardy, he did sign with AEW, Matt Hardy, but I feel like he will not make his AEW debut until AEW Blood and Guts Dynamite, which takes place March 25th at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Also, there's a big match that night. It's the Elite versus the Inner Circle. It's featuring Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page. And that is inside a double ring surrounded by a steel cage. It's almost like a War Games match. I cannot wait for that match to take place. They're definitely doing a great job building that up in the AEW. I don't think Matt Hardy will debut until that night. I feel like that night will be perfect for Matt Hardy to start his debut with AEW. He's definitely going to be, in my opinion, a part of the Dark Order. But yeah, I think that he will be a part of that faction. I think that Matt Hardy will definitely keep his crazy character, the Delete character, and I feel like Matt Hardy will definitely succeed in AEW, in my opinion. He definitely wasn't treated right in the WWE. He was almost practically a jobber. They had really nothing to do with him, which is a shame because he still has a lot to accomplish, and it's just a shame that he wasn't treated properly. So I honestly think that he made the right move to join AEW, because I feel like AEW is the next step in his chapter of his wrestling career that he could definitely put on a lot of great matches. I feel like that was definitely a great step for him to choose and for him to take. I wish Matt Hardy good luck in his AEW career, and I cannot wait to see what he can accomplish. This upcoming Raw, which is March 16th, Stone Cold will be appearing live on Monday Night Raw, but here's the sad part. There will be no crowd this Monday night due to the coronavirus. It's definitely a shame that this virus is going around, because it definitely affects a lot of sports. A lot of sports have already been canceled due to the virus, which is just a shame because, it gets in the way of fans, and it's just a shame. So Raw will be live with no audience. Also, The Undertaker and AJ Styles contract signing for WrestleMania is coming up this Monday live, and I am definitely can't wait for that segment. I am actually looking forward to a lot of WrestleMania matches. Speaking of WrestleMania, we still have Goldberg and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns put one heck of a promo last night, the interview with Michael Cole in the middle of the ring, saying that he's the big dog. He, ever since he came back from his fight with leukemia, he's been working hard. He's definitely earned this championship match at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is definitely one of the top superstars in the WWE at this time, in my opinion, because Roman Reigns, even if fans don't like him, you can't deny that he's accomplished a lot. I mean, the guy's won a Royal Rumble match. He's headlined multiple WrestleManias. He fought Undertaker, Triple H, won the WWE Championship. He has just honestly accomplished everything that he could do, but he could definitely accomplish more, and he will be a 2-time Universal Champion at WrestleMania come April 5th at Tampa Bay. And also, another match that I'm also looking forward to is the NXT Women's Championship match against Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. I forgot to mention, I did meet Rhea Ripley and Tommaso Ciampa at a live wrestling event. I will be sure to be posting a video on that soon to come. I'll talk all about what the experience was like, and, Tommaso Ciampa and Rhea Ripley are such down-to-earth people. I recommend, if any of you know of a wrestling event that's soon to be coming in your area, I would definitely recommend looking into that, because, trust me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you would definitely not want to miss it. Getting back to WrestleMania, I feel like Rhea Ripley has still a lot. I feel like Rhea Ripley shouldn't lose the NXT Women's Championship. She just won it before, the new decade came. Rhea Ripley, I feel like, will definitely defeat Charlotte. Charlotte's already had her run in NXT. I mean, she's had a great run in NXT. She's moved to SmackDown and Raw, and she's moved up to the main roster, and I don't think that they would just, hand the title over to Charlotte. I don't really think that would be a smart idea come Triple H's, opinion, or even Vince McMahon's opinion. I feel like their decision counts, but I don't think that Rhea Ripley losing the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania is definitely a smart decision. That's very questionable. So, yeah, those are the top two matches I'm definitely looking forward to at WrestleMania. John Cena and The Fiend, what a promo they put on last night at SmackDown. John Cena talking about how if you lose, you can always come up, and if you lose, you never want to blame someone else for your loss. You always want to put that mindset into your head, and you always want to say that you can get up, and you always want to say to yourself that you can succeed, whether how many times you fall down, you can just get back up. And, this match at WrestleMania is definitely going to be it definitely foreshadows their match back at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. John Cena, that was one heck of a match, and I really loved watching that match live on my television. It was definitely one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history, in my opinion. So I cannot wait for that match too. I mean, The Fiend is definitely planning on turning his Cadillac into a monster truck, I heard. So that, we've already got one big WrestleMania entrance ahead of us. So I can't wait for that. So now we're going to talk about, NXT. So a lot of predictions for Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa at NXT. My opinion is that at first, once NXT, this past NXT TakeOver, I don't think that, once Johnny Gargano attacked Tommaso Ciampa with the NXT Championship belt and made Adam Cole, retain his title, I don't think that match will lead up to a triple threat at NXT TakeOver Tampa. I do think that it will be Velveteen Dream, like I said last episode. I do think it will be Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. I think that I would love to see, my dream match is before both of them move up to the main roster, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano have to have, a 2 out of 3 falls match or an Extreme Rule hardcore match. And I feel like the stipulation to the match should be loser leaves NXT. I have a lot of, respect for these two men. I mean, they helped make NXT to what it is today. I mean, these two men are very successful. They're still young, healthy. These guys are definitely the future of the business. No doubt about it, no question. But I think that they are almost done with their NXT run, one of them. So I think that, just to end off their rivalry once and for all, or to keep it at a slower pace, or to end it for now at least, to keep the bookmark in the book, they should have a match at NXT Tampa. A loser leaves NXT. I feel like this stipulation would be smart, because I feel like, fans are getting kind of sick and tired of Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano at almost at every NXT takeover, but I mean, it hasn't happened in a while, but I think they're just getting, tired of the rivalry, period. I honestly love the rivalry, it's very well played out. It has a lot of history to it. We're going back several years ago once, Tommaso Ciampa attacked Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Chicago after they fought the AOP for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So, I feel like this rivalry could definitely, could probably go on, but I feel like it should stop at some point around this time because, I feel like I would want to see either of them fight a new opponent or get into a new storyline. So I think that that's definitely a smart idea, would be a smart idea, but we'll see what happens. I do think that NXT TakeOver Tampa will definitely be one of the greatest takeovers of all time because not only is the WrestleMania match card stacked, the NXT TakeOver Tampa match card is stacked. We've already got Adam Cole practically facing Velveteen Dream, Tommaso Ciampa practically facing Johnny Gargano. I don't know if Rhea Ripley's going to be fighting since she's fighting Charlotte the next night at WrestleMania. I don't know. We'll have to find that out. But yeah, it's definitely going to be something we are going to look forward to. I'd like to also talk about this past Sunday, the Elimination Chamber. I thought that my predictions were definitely wrong from last week's podcast. I thought Sami Zayn, I thought Braun Strowman would defeat, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura for to retain the Intercontinental Championship. But guess what? Sami Zayn has won his first main roster singles title ever since he came up from NXT a couple years ago. I mean, congratulations to Sami Zayn. He's definitely 100% earned it. He is a very, very creative and definitely a great performer inside the ring. I think that it was definitely smart to give Sami Zayn the Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber because that just gives him a match at WrestleMania. And I don't know whether it'll be Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Braun Strowman. It could even be a ladder match. I've heard rumors that it could be a six-man ladder match. So, I mean, we've already got a six-woman ladder match at NXT TakeOver for a shot to fight, whether it's Rhea Ripley or Charlotte at possibly the next NXT pay-per-view. So we'll have to see about that. But congratulations to Sami Zayn for beating Braun Strowman with the Helluva Kick and pinning him for the 3 count at this past Elimination Chamber this past Sunday. Congratulations, Sami. And I'd also like to talk about the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match. It featured Miz, John Morrison, The New Day, Heavy Machinery, the Lucha House Party, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the Usos, the New Day, and it was definitely, on my opinion, the match of the night. I loved how Kalisto at the top of the Elimination Chamber cell had did that dive and flip off the Elimination Chamber at the top of it. I thought that was definitely an OMG moment. I honestly loved it. Another part of the match I really loved was the double Superfly splash. It was the double splash by the Usos, eliminating Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Even though The Miz and John Morrison had retained the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, which is a good thing because they had just won it a couple weeks ago at Super Showdown, I do think that they will have a good match at WrestleMania, whether it will be the Usos, the New Day, or even a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match. I feel like they had just won it, and I think that was definitely a smart move by Vince McMahon to let The Miz and John Morrison retain the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to them both. So next, I'd like to talk about Shayna Baszler dominates the Elimination Chamber women's match to fight Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. She eliminated 5 competitors in the match: Natalya, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Asuka. I mean, that match, in my opinion, was just plain awful. Nothing against Shayna, and nothing against the women's division because, they are all successful, but it's just the match itself kind of just died down as the match went on. I mean, Shayna Baszler shouldn't have just eliminated all 5 competitors. And the worst part about the match was that the fans, I noticed a lot of the fans were kind of, just looking at the match like, why is this happening? And I honestly felt the same way, because Shayna Baszler had waited practically the whole 5 minutes for Asuka and Liv Morgan to come out after she, eliminated Natalya, eliminated Ruby Riott, and so many others in the match. I don't really think that match was definitely planned out how it should have been. It does make Shayna Baszler look more tougher and give her a higher potential as she fights Becky Lynch soon to come at Tampa. But I don't think that match was definitely one of the greater women's matches. I feel like they could definitely have done better. On my opinion, I don't think Shayna Baszler could have just eliminated, and it, she put him in her submission, and I don't really think that it was just a good match in general. So, on my opinion, I mean, we could see a great women's match for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, but on my opinion, that match wasn't too good. But I have to give credit to all the women for putting their bodies on the line. It was definitely, not the greatest match, but they did try, so I gotta respect that. And one more topic for this podcast, I do want to talk about, is Triple H going to be fighting at WrestleMania? A lot of fans in the WWE universe have been questioning this topic. I don't see Triple H fighting anyone at WrestleMania, to be honest, because, I kind of think it's too late for Triple H to pick an opponent since, WrestleMania is just a few weeks away. I mean, it's kind of too late for Triple H unless he pulls off, a John Cena from last year's WrestleMania. He interrupts Elias, cuts one heck of a promo, and AAs him in the Doctor of Thugonomics uniform. If Triple H does interrupt someone's promo, that could be something, but I don't honestly think that Triple H is going to be competing at this year's WrestleMania because it's a shame, because he's definitely one of the highlights of WrestleMania that's been happening over these couple years. I mean, he fought Batista in Batista's last WWE match, well, supposedly last WWE match last year, in an Extreme Rules match or a No Holds Barred. He did fight, he's fought Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. List can go on, but I do think that's a downgrade for the WrestleMania this year because I did want to see kind of Triple H fight, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I think I'll be ending the podcast here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have a very special surprise for next week's podcast, so make sure you guys tune in for that. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in, being so loyal to me with this podcast and my channel especially. I am off for the next 2 weeks, so I will be filming videos every other day. I will be filming pre-videos, so you guys can always enjoy. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned to this podcast, and I'll see you guys in next week's episode. Have a great day, and we'll see you then.